I am working on creating my mug. I've come in and created a new part and set up some construction lines. I have a rectangle that goes around half of the width and the full height of my mug. And then I put in a few lines. The base of my mug is 2 inches wide. Then there's a part way up that's a little bit wider, and further up that's wider yet, before we get to the full width all the way at the top. So these lines will just help me as I work with my curves to get things to approximately the correct locations. I'm going to go ahead and start drawing. So I'm going to zoom way in here because I'm going to begin down at the bottom of my mug, and it is not does not come all the way to the table in the center. So I'm going to start with a line that's just above my point of origin, coming across, and I'm going to draw a line down. Now my full base width is 2 inches. So I've got those 3 lines in place. I'm going to right click and choose Escape Line to finish. You can see, if you highlight them, that there are actually 3 lines drawn there. It gets a little confusing with the construction lines to see what's there. Then I'm going to move to working with curves. Now, you have some choices here. You can either work with 3-point arcs, and to do that, you just start at the beginning, choose where you want the end of your arc to be, and then figure out what you think the curve should be and estimate that. I'm going to put another 3-point arc up here, beginning, end, and curve. Now, to get these to line up correctly and not have kind of a ridge in between the curves, you can set them to be tangent with each other. So I'm going to hit Tangent Constraint and select my 2 curves. And that is going to relocate or change the radius of my curves so that they're a nice smooth progression. Okay, that works pretty nicely. I'm going to try that one more time up here, beginning, end at my top point, and figure out the curve. Here I've got an edge going on. We'll try tangent and see if that works. Sometimes on this one it does, and sometimes it doesn't. Yep, that works. Okay, so that is one way to create the profile of your mug. If 3-point arcs and tangents don't work particularly well for you, I'll include a video with another option with spline. And spline is a little different beast. It has several different segments to the line, and then you have anchor points that you can adjust. So they both have their pros and cons. After you have this outside profile created, hopefully you measured about the width or the thickness of your mug, and we're just going to use offset to create that. So I'm going to hit offset and choose one part. Now this went correctly and the arrow is pointing in, but if it would happen to be out, you just click the arrow to switch it. You don't drag your cursor. Dragging your cursor doesn't affect anything here. So got that one, this one. Oh, distance. I want this to be 0.125 or 1/16 of an inch from my mug. I'm going to do this next one. There we go. I have to switch that. Okay, that one doesn't want to let me do those in sequence with each other, so I'm going to escape and just try that again. Offset. 0.125, and unfortunately that's going the wrong direction. Don't know that I can change it at this point. So I'm going to Control Z and try that one again. Goodness, this curve is giving me trouble, huh? Flip, click, 0.125. There we go. Okay, want that to go up. Same thing, 0.125. Awesome. All right, so that is the gist of my offset. Now I need to close my geometry. So I'm going to use a fillet between this line and that line right there to smooth out that curve. And right now it's red, so it's telling me it can't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and just drag this in till we get to a dimension that will actually function. So you can see how the line turns red when it won't work. And as you drag in, it turns blue. That will work. And it's telling me to click my mouse to finish. So I'm going to do that. And draw a line to close off the top and the bottom. And I also need to round off this top portion.